Okay, what's going on? Grand Rising. Today is Thursday, February the 6th, 2025. And what we're looking at today is going to be the dollar index, the futures market, the indices market, right? So your NQ, your NAS 100. Really quickly, since we've got about 5 minutes before the open, we are, long on NQ. The reason being is because I do believe ES, when you guys can, the screen pulls up here, it's a quick little top-down analysis from higher time frames here is looking at ES. I'd like to see that price come into that supply 6,120 just to kind of reach a little bit higher this range. We're already in the supply on NQ. So I think we could possibly see that 21.9 or just the sellers from today get, yerked. And then with YM, I had a good friend of mine, business partner as well, take buys from the week low and then took another buy in this area here when price made that wick into demand and then rallied that up, took profits inside the supply. So we're really tracking these from, the H4 for the directional play. The daily is kind of making it difficult, but overall, when you look at the dump candles you're supposed to look for, it still seems to me like we're going upside. Um, and then I will show here really quick. Now, when it comes to dollar index, we are doing the similar same thing that we were talking about. We're just kind of playing off of this little small demand. We responded after we took that liquidity and started responding pretty bullish right there. So we'll see kind of how that looks today. We'll also look at QQQ. Now, I want to shift over to the middle window here real quick. Like I said, I am long on NQ right now. Um, but the middle window, I just want to show you ES, and NQ here. So, okay, so as you can see, we ended up buying this 5 minute, 15-minute play on NQ, which I'll show here in a second once we switch over to the snipe window. But one thing you can notice is the divergence, right? We've taken the HOD here on ES as we're starting to move up higher here, and we're still kind of accumulating off of this down candle, 21,725s. So possibly what I believe at that New York Open here in about 3 minutes is we may get that push up to take the liquidity, and you would want to cover that position. So I'm in a position which you'll see here in a second. If we reach up to that 21.8 right at the New York, I'll start to cover the position because anything pre-New York, I like to do that. But that's kind of my bias right now is I think we have a little bit more room still to go up on ES, which could, pull the market up. And, our futures positions, we're not looking for very much. I mean, there's a pretty nice target right up here in the HOD in the 21,832. So I'm going to flip you guys over to the snipe window. Just make sure you trade safe. I'm just looking for, base hits, liquidity targets, etc. So CFD actually took the position inside that 5 minute dump. So the risk is like right there. This is a little bit higher, but I'm willing to risk this area because of the TP. Right? I think that we definitely have a take profit that could definitely be brewing here. All right, and I'll jump to the 1 minute when I need to. As of right now, I don't really have a reason to go to it. So make sure you set your traders' constitutions, set your mental framework up, and let's see what we get today. With them having that divergence pre-market, it's gonna be interesting today. I can already tell you. All right, there may actually be a better entry at some point, which would be fine. I do have Top Step on. I do have QQQ and Spy over here just to kind of see how they're gonna respond at that open. So let's see. So you're seeing ES fall right from that beginning, and you had gap up on QQQ and SPY. So that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So watching that, come down to that 15-minute demand here and seeing if they're going to, they're at that 50 level as well. So it's just really seeing if they're going to push lower or they're going to hold this area and rally for that liquidity. Okay, so ES kind of came down into that 15-minute demand, that 5-minute demand, 6,098, and kind of started showing respect. So let's see. It's holding that 6,100 key level that we looked at as well. So that actually pushed lower. So that just is what it is. That pre-New York position usually isn't usually as great. So we'll lock in here. Then gap up on there. So okay. So I still think we're accumulating in this area. Looking for that 1 hour wickage inside that 15-minute area. All right, so you've got 15 minutes starting to wick. You've got 5 minutes starting to wick. So it's not really anything yet to me. Kind of looks like yesterday. So that's pushing up pretty quick after the liquidity grab. So that makes complete sense, honestly. So when this price is pushing up, we don't want that. But if we can get back down in that area, it'd be pretty nice. And you got the respect. Let me see here, 833 off the. So we'll see here. Watch this 5-minute close here. ES is pushing up a little bit higher, so try to get right here inside this 5-minute area. Risk at the low. Okay. So now if that 15-minute demand ends up holding, people start selling into the demand, right? Then most likely the liquidity target would be met, I would think. Potentially here. All right. Now if we were to rise right above these highs here, right back above those New York shorts, then I can start to condense this down for sure. All right, but I want to get out of that 5-minute area first, potentially, if we're going to. Okay. Still watching this price, still watching ES, not really showing the strength off that 15-minute demand, that 6,100. Um, so, we'd have to see some manipulation here above these shorts at New York if it's going to work out, I would think. Rally up into that New York area. I think that, into that supply, I think a lot of shorts are sitting here. So, and then I'm looking at like 21,900 supply if we reach up from here. So, okay. Look pretty good right here. It's like now can they break through the New York traders? If they can't, then you're going to see it really quick. But if they can, you're going to see it push through on the smaller time frames pretty aggressively. You're not seeing any strength on ES, but you are seeing the wickage on the 1 hour and 15 here in the right area and locations. So it's just you want to see what they're going to do right here. ES isn't showing any signs of strength, so that's making it a little difficult there. Now, if we can rally above these highs here fairly quickly, then I think we're going to make our move up. All right. So it's just going to have to be, we'll see. Um, they're pushing back down to that area, though, so that makes it more difficult. Um, so we'll just have to see. ES pushing lower on that 5 from 6,100, so making the markets kind of weak after already sweeping that HOD. And YM's just kind of sitting in that same area, so. So it looks like ES is getting ready to make 5-minute new lows and reach for that 15 5-minute internal, but it hasn't closed like a body candle there yet. So just kind of staying focused on how this 5 minutes is going to close. Okay, so that's starting to break down pretty aggressively right there. So, I mean, I have my risk in place. We'll see. But that'll be what I'll leave here today because I played a little aggressive earlier. So just gotta be patient. Okay, so that looks pretty good right there. There's definitely gonna be some good video to watch of this internal grab if this does rally up to 20,000 or 21,832s, 850s. ES isn't showing any signs of strength here at 840. All right, so it's actually slipping that liquidity as a 15 and 5. Okay, so it's starting to slip, right? Price is kind of starting to slip in that area. And let's see here. I'm gonna check QQQ and stuff. Like I said, QQQ and SPY had gapped up to start the market, so let's see how this 5-minute candle closes. And like I said, if we can end up holding this after that liquidity grab, I think there could be a chance that they rally this first, just because of the fact that they took that liquidity to start. But that doesn't mean anything, so because it hasn't really shown me anything yet. And we still have a little bit lower of an area, but let's see what they do here. And ES is now starting to kind of hold that 15 5-minute demand. So let's see if they slip it and then go, or if they just, they get weak. Because they did already reach, like I said, for that HOD. So you're starting to see some strength on ES here at 840 inside the 15-minute 50%. So it makes me be able to stay a little bit more patient here for that upside target potential. Now we've had trouble here at the 21 770s, 777s over and over that New York Open. So I'd say this is the second touch. If we don't break through this time, then you're going to see it topple over. And that just is what it is. But it's still fighting to push towards it right now. And we still have, I think, supply in the 21 810. So, and then that liquidity of shorts from overnight has to be, or doesn't have to be, but potentially is sitting in those 21,830s. So, so still they're having lots of trouble in those 770s, 772s. So this 5-minute candle, it depends on if it closes bullish above that green line, then great. And if it doesn't, then I think it might fill the demand level and topple down. So 5 minutes aren't looking that great yet. I mean, you want to see 1 hour wick, 15 minutes or 1 hour on NQ. You want to see this 50% of that 1 hour, be respected. The 15 start to wick, and then the 5-minute go and shift in price delivery. And then you want to see higher highs and higher lows on 1 minute. And so, like right now, you're getting rejection after a break of structure lower. So it's just like a dangerous area, honestly. But to me, because of the absorption plays we've been seeing, and on the higher time frames, we've been moving a little bit higher here each day. I think we could maybe move into those 21 900s, possibly those 21, close to 22 if it actually pushes. But it's just not having it's having difficulty, right? Lower low, lower high, just having difficulty. So now, if we can rally back above New York on this 5-minute, then I would probably condense that risk down. So already I'm going to do probably the body closures just because. And then if we, go and slip this area, then it is what it is. But if we can hold this 5-minute area here in about a minute and start to rally and even, shift the price delivery one time, then I'll start to track this off because I did experience a loss to start. ES is still holding that 15 and 5 low. So let's see what they do here at this 45. So we do have 9 a.m. news as well. So let's see. Now that price looks good, even though, had to experience that, getting clapped there right here. All right. So I'm gonna mark this card here. Potentially this could be an area now that, people got lost. Now we just made our move higher. Sweet. So I think we're getting ready to rally. Okay. So if we can rally to that target plus the loss, I think we're gonna do really good here. And then just want to bring this over for ES. ES looks really good off the 15-minute demand, 50% play, and off the 5-minute, framework, right? So that's how I was looking at that on another account. And then Yeah, that's pretty much how I'm looking at it. So we'll hold this area here. And now that we're in a profit, we need to start securing this down, right? Because there's no reason to let them come back on us at this point. So that's where my risk will go. We'll look to continue to see if we can make this move to the upside. Now, me personally, I would love to see them, like I said, on a 1 hour run for 21,900. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at. Okay, so really nice. Okay, so let's see if we're gonna get that liquidity push, right? Because it looks the part, but will it play out to be the part? Okay. So 21.9 is really that level. I truly believe if we can get there from 21,760, that would be a really, really good play. Okay. So now 5 minute wise, we have broken into the supply area, right? 15-minute supply. So you could, if you wanted to, start securing, right? Right now I'm fine from what I'm at. Um, so I'm gonna continue to watch the price here. But we did reach into the supply 6,104s, right, on that 5 minute on ES. So there's going to be, there could be resistance in this level. But we did reach. Did we reach for that liquidity yet? So we just got to be realistic with ourselves, right? Everyone knows that that liquidity spot's up there. So what they'll do is they can kind of hold it and make us wait, you know? But starting to see that rejection on ES from those 104s, which is, to me at this point, there's only so much you can see on the 1 minute. All right. So you just got to really be focused personally on the 5 minute candles and where they're at. Right. So that's what I'm going to do here. Okay. Okay. So now we have that supply, right? And then we have the liquidity right above it. So I'm going to show this just for a second. Just for, purposes that we're looking for. We're trying to get up into here. This would put us 760, 860. So anywhere really above the highs would be pretty crazy. Um, like I said, if you had a little bit bigger order, if you just wanted to go ahead and secure something, you could move everything up to the low end of the imbalance. But me personally, I like to wait for these 5 minutes to see what they're going to do. Okay, so we are in a difficult area, like I said, higher time frame, but I just think that the liquidity that's been engineered in the 21,832s, um, they may want to come for that. Okay, we're right at that key level we talked about. So it's, really seeing location now, not living on that 1 minute because yeah, it's breaking down, but it doesn't mean the only thing it's doing is breaking back down to that New York Open, and hitting that 15-minute supply, right? So it's just like I mean, it could sell off. I'm not saying it can't. I want to see how this 5 minute closes. Now, if this candle starts to close lower than that blue line, like the actual candle, then you're getting basically a 5 minute wick, 1 minute mitigation to the downside at that point, and it could fall, right? Because we've already taken the highs on ES. So let's watch this close. Now, if we get a rejection right here and we've created this imbalance and then a top end of an imbalance and it goes higher again, then I'll trail the risk to there. All right, I'll move it up to that 89s area. So let's watch this 5 minute. Nice little open there. Yeah, that doesn't look good. So move this to here, or I have it in the spot. Sorry, I thought I didn't move it. I want to leave it here because I want to see if they're going to respect the 5 minute area here, just and rally. All right, because they're right inside the 1 hour open. So let's see if they're gonna fail it, they'll do it quick, and if they're not, they'll just tap this New York and turn up. Okay, it's nice. You're not getting that closure below that New York yet. It's just kind of tapping away from it. So let's see how quick. If they turn up fast, that's how you know people are getting their short covering quick. ES is still holding that 15 minute demand at that 6,100. So I mean, we'll see. Pretty sure Top Step people just got short as well. So that looks like an imbalance fell off of a 5 minute demand play to me. So now if we can break higher now, right, and break that liquidity, I'll trail my risk to the New York Open low. Okay. That looks like that's what we're gonna get. That looks pretty good. All right. So if you get a shift in price delivery here above this 5 minute wick, above this 1 minute structure, then I would probably go ahead and secure the New York Open because they've already tried it and that was it. That was the try, you know? And I like the location of that 1 hour. So they're really looking for a close to me personally on a 5 minute above 21.8 and that 1 minute above there too. If they can just break out of this little supply area and destroy shorts right here, I think we can make our move up. And I'm gonna look at that 15 because you guys know what that 1 hour looks like from the demand play. And then we need to see this. All we care about right now is where that 5 minutes going to close. Okay. Starting to rally there, which is nice. So good. That looks really good. We got that push higher, right? So you could either stay break even or, you could move your risk to that New York to secure. All right. At this point for me, I'm gonna do that if we can get into this 5 minute supply, the 821s probably. Because we're starting to hold the 6,100s on ES, which makes it look really good for this liquidity grab here again today. Now, as everybody can see it, that's why I said we got to be understanding because as we're getting to the 15 minute supply, you got to understand that shorts can come into the marketplace. So as we're reaching into that 5 minute imbalance right there, I would say probably now is a good time to, secure a little something, especially with the loss that I experienced pre New York, which is okay. It's part of the game, right? All right, so now we're ripping. So this is what we want to see is if we can rip now to the upside and we have our risk and profit. Um, Now ES, I just want to bring this over too really quickly. ES looks really good off that 15 minute demand, off that 5 minute bounce, right? So that was a pretty good play, I think. And you're starting to see YM fell 45 100. So now we are in that supply. Let me mark this really quick because this is what I'm talking about right here. Okay, so in that candle, right? We want to see 5 minute strength above liquidity, right? We don't want, and we have higher high, higher low, higher high. So this is our new 1 minute demand. So price is going to hold. 5 minutes going to continue to be strong and push through supply and go through liquidity. And if it's not, then you'll see the structure break lower. All right, so let's see if we can hold here. Everybody's going to want that top though, so it's going to make it difficult. So that type of supply and the 820s there is horrible. You know what I mean? I mean, because you could push the New York Open again just like yesterday. All right, so for my situation here, because of the one loss, I wanted to knock me out with a small profit there, and then I'd be available again if it does come all the way down there, which I do think it could. I'm hoping it doesn't, but I think it could. So I just gotta be careful here. ES isn't showing me that strength, that 6,100 on that 5 minute demand yet. It's just kind of like still testing into it. So I'd say we get one more push on this five. We hold these 21 eights, and I think we'll go higher. Would love to see this 5 minute start to show some strength here and this 21 eights, but you're just not seeing it on the ES either. So it's difficult. So it looks like they're going to come right back into the entry area or the stop loss area where that could be another entry eventually. But we'll watch how this 15 and 5 close, right? Because they manipulate on the one right inside that demand. So if they hold that demand on that 1 minute and you start to see it push back in that supply, most likely those wicks will get ran. Just because we haven't seen like say for the buyer's standpoint, you haven't seen buyers just like press the sell button yet, or it would just fall off a cliff, I would think. So we might be at that point because where we're at location wise. If we hold these 800s right here and slip 823s, I'll probably move my risk up to those 790s or 787s, like that London Open area. It's not looking too good, I would say, because ES is still in that same area. We're not getting that 5 minute strength. We're actually getting that breakdown now. All right, let's watch this 5 minute, see if it starts to wick. All right, and you're wanting to see that solid close potential above that 800 on the 15 if it was going to work out. All right, ES still in that 15.5 demand, but it's just not showing any signs of strength. And like I said, it did swipe that HOD already, so it has the opportunity to sell off if it wanted to. And then you have YM already making new lows from 45 to 100. So very interesting price here. So now what I do want to do is I want to move this down to the top end here. Sorry, the top end of the imbalance, right? Because I think they're just going to slip this area and then turn, but we'll see. Right, they slipped in New York like this, and then they turn it off that 5 minute demand play in the 15 minute open. So ES is taking liquidity here right at 9. We do have news getting ready to come out, so let's see what happens here. Like my mind is kind of like right in there because they took that internal people playing late. So let's see. I feel like it's absorption on that 1 hour still, and they're tricking people as prices moving higher. So all right, there's the 9 a.m. ES not really showing any strength. Let's see what they do here. Excuse me. Starting to see strength on YM up that 45. So if we can get back above those 800s, I think we could start to make our way higher. All right. Especially on that 1 minute, if it goes back above these 95s, I think that those shorts would start to cover fairly quickly. And then you had that liquidity grab on that internal on ES. So it'll be interesting to see if they rally from there to take out those shorts again from the new HOD. So that looks pretty like like it's breaking down. So we'll see. They're gonna test that New York Open area. It seems like again. Okay. So what I'm wanting to see personally is just a little bit of wickage inside that 15-minute area because they're starting to come down into that, which I usually have my risk a little bit lower, but I had experienced a loss to start. So I'd rather be it hit me with a break even or a little small win, and then I'd be available to take another trade possibly. Okay, so that came back for the area, which, like I said, is part of it. But we're still in the area that I think that people will be manipulated. So looking at like the 21,750 areas of potential. But let me write a few notes here really quick. Yeah, it seems like we're still absorbing to me on the 1 hour. Okay, so I like this area. Oh, damn, it didn't give me the 5 minute New York, but same area, right, is what I'm trying to get. And I'm trying to frame up this 5 minute demand area. So risk would go here, excuse me. And then we're looking at potential this area here. Right? And I'm basically just trying to see if this is absorption type plays in this area. You'll start to see, people make bad decisions under New York Open or at New York Open. Sorry, couldn't think of what I was trying to say. Not really showing that strength that we like to see on that five. ES still not showing any signs of strength. And then YM had equal lows at 45,000. So it's looking like it's about to fall over to like 44.9, maybe 44.8. So looking at ES 15 and 5 here at 905, still just kind of pushing lower into that 6,092s. And then we're just testing this New York Open here. So we're going to see if shorts cover quick, you'll see it. You know what I mean? It'll be really fast move. So that location on that five could be a little better. It could be below New York, and then framing it inside that five and that 15's demand could be a little better, to be honest. But yeah, so that looks good. So it looks like absorption. You guys are getting to see, what that absorption play looks like. Sometimes it's, when you trust your higher time frame location, the absorption is, you may have to take a shot, you may have to take two shots, but I wouldn't take more than three. But that looks pretty good. Especially, like I said, if we can rally above the wick, I wouldn't see why if we rally back up to that area, why we wouldn't go ahead and push out that liquidity pocket to the top. And since ES has reached back on that retracement from 6,086 to the high of day, they kind of hit those 94s and started showing some pretty good price action. So let's see if this can actually start to shift in price delivery, right? Make higher highs and higher lows, because right now we're making lower, lower, lower high, lower, lower, lower high, just pushing, right? So until we start to see something over there, then I would be like, like above this area, above those 92s, like above 93s. If we see price rally above there on the line graph, then I would be more like, okay, this could work out. But if not, I think we're just selling off today. It's just part of the process. And it's very choppy compared to what it has been the last few days. So we took CFD trades pre-New York earlier, and those are still set with break even. So um, just kind of trying to see, if this range is going to hold throughout the day to go get this liquidity. And that 1 hour location just looks good to me to just, like I said, blast up to like 21.9. They also may want to go lower first, but just based on how they set that low, it seems like they want to go higher. And I could be adding cons into this and stuff like that, but right now I'm just on a, just be patient, just kind of flow system. So we ever get a chance to break out of those 823s though, I'll definitely cover this one as well. So now we're back, we're pushing back into the 5 minute supply, which is a 15-minute wick, right? So that should, liquidity is going to be sitting at the top of wicks. So looks like a nice little blast there. Looks pretty good on the reaction there. You're also starting to see here at 9:10, 9:09. Is that what time it is? Yeah, 9:09. You're starting to see ES start to respond as well from the fib retracement. So it looks like we're pushing higher again. And so, I would say today, if we get to the area we want to get to and hit the target, there's good and there's great trades, right? This is still a good trade, still a good day trading. There's just to make it great, you want those 15s to be in alignment with those down candles in the uptrending market, and you want to wait for capitulation below the opening price, right? So no matter what, I was even looking at the one, which I probably could have a little bit more today, but I would say the key is just your location, right? And getting these type of locations is going to be your key. So we break the 5 minute structure and we clear this liquidity here, the 832s, then I'll go ahead and lock this thing off. But we have officially closed, or no, we didn't. We've started to push higher. We pushed, and now that 5 minute candle has closed higher, right, from 905 to 910. A lot of decisions will be made at tops and bottoms, right? So we want to see liquidity be grabbed. ES is kind of following behind now, and I want to show this 1 hour really quick, just for understanding. Whoa, just for understanding of where I'm trying to get, right? Right above these highs is 21,900. And then if you fib from high to low, this is a beautiful higher time frame retracement. Same thing with ES. You had a 1 hour set low. We had the 5 a.m. candle set low. And now we've started to hold that area. So I wanted to see it come lower. It still could. But just looking at it right now, it's like I said, people are going to make decisions in this supply and at the tops and bottoms. But looking at it right now, it seems like they want to reach for that next level. So like 6,106, 6,110 ES, and at least potentially here 21,850s, right? So we can go ahead and close, one more, like break out the area. I'm going to go ahead and track this thing off. And then we'll start to scale this position. So I only want to scale it to this 5 minute low. So I could do it now, but I personally like to just wait for the breakout. So. Mhm. All right, we're just looking for that push on through. And then we have that liquidity. Oh, there we go. There we go. So now we need to be real with ourselves and start to secure this bag. Okay. Right there. Because price came back below New York Open again. At this point, it's going lower. You know what I mean? Um, okay. And so, like I said, you could be trailing this up to here if you wanted to, right? The 5 minute high end of the imbalance or that 1 minute down candle in the uptrending market's low. Me personally, like I said, I'm just going to kind of wait this bad boy out here first and see if we can get this liquidity grab. And see if we can continue higher. Because if we can break out of the range, then like I said, I'll be willing to secure to like here, and then I'd be willing to watch and see if we can get to my target today. So we are starting to move there. Nice. We just pushed through that level, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's the level we wanted. And so now, you could really start to, if you wanted to secure, from the 810s, like if you got in the 780s, you could secure 810s. All right. It's up to you. Let me see something really quick on these. Just kind of watching that price here. Oh, okay. Here's this. So let's see if we can reach. And so now what I'm going to do, since I'm looking for that 1 hour area, is I'm going to, be focused on the supply candle. All right. So this is my supply area here. All right. And I like to put a little ray on that candle's open. All right. So that's what we'll do. That's where we're going to probably look to TP. We did, like I said, experience a loss today. So I kind of have to manage here a little bit. But like I said, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and take that risk and move it right here. All right, to that 5 minute breakout, top end of the imbalance. And then it's always going to be the five minute expansion, like top end of the imbalance, and the 1 minute down candle in the uptrending market. That's I trail my risk to the same spot every time. So it looks really nice, like on a two window as well. I just want to show that real quick. 1 hour demand play, understanding how to play absorption inside those plays is I think is key. Um, so yeah. So now the question is, can we get to the target area, right? And it looks like we're doing pretty good on this. Um, So since we did break out and we closed, let me look at the 15 here really quick. ES is making that way up as well. I just want to kind of show that here real fast, right? It came in, hit that imbalance, right? 6,094s and turned up. Okay. So this thing is running, right? It gets a little extended into the what I like to see is ES pushing that New York Open, right? And so I want to see this first 5 minute breakout, right? That we've gotten outside the range. Because noobs are making decisions up here for sure. Okay. I'm watching this 5 minute very tightly. This is where your wrist should be. This is where my eyes are. Just kind of showing you guys this a 5 minute candle. All right. Yeah. So for me, let's see here how I'm gonna do this today. ES is still making that move. So starting to push right here. Looks pretty good off that five, right? I'm watching that 1 hour tight here as well. Okay, still watching that price over here. Let's see. ES still making that move higher right now. Looks really good on the 4 hour, right? We're not respecting that supply when you look at this actual asset. So, and let me go ahead and trail this up to here because I did experience a loss in the day. So, with that HOD, I mean, we'll see. ES starting to fail that lower high area. So, it just really depends where you're at today. I'm going to leave that top end of the imbalance for my risk for today and see how price presents. See if we can get through the 50 levels here. But that secures a lot of points. You know what I mean? 8 tens minus 80. So that's 20. It's about 30, 40 points, right? Secured. So that secures my L, right? That I had. It was like $500. But if we hit our target, then we're going to be up crazy amount today. Not crazy amount, but a good amount. Our target rule. So, all right. Now, top blue line is just me where my eyes are, but my risk, obviously, where you guys can see is where that is. So, nice. 919. We're pushing, right? And it looks really good on those higher time frames. So, all right. And as we make this 5 minute candle close, if we make another close, I'll probably go ahead and show the risk up to here if we close that candle bullish and open pretty good. Just to secure more of that off 830s. That'd be a little bit over 80 points or something like that. So but let's see if we can get another push here on this 5 minute. You got a 1 minute shift in price delivery higher showing signs of strength. So we'll see if that's like a fast move because it's in the HOD. So it could be the fast move too that's taking out like buyers are taking profit and like pumping people out. But we'll be able to notice if it goes back below here, I would say personally. So that 5 minute close, if you start seeing strength, you're not really seeing strength. Let's see. ES holding that 6,100, playing off that 15-minute demand. So it's just really going to come down to what they want to do here. So we are inside that 4 hour supply, like I said, right? So just got to understand that. It's respecting well in those 25s, but ES isn't showing any signs of strength to go higher, and it's already taken the HOD today. So, and we've taken the HOD here now as well. So the likelihood could be lower. You know what I mean? So that's why I've trailed the risk of just in case here. So we did respect that liquidity that was grabbed up here pretty good. So, like I said, if we push lower into this 1 minute demand, I think we might start to fall into our area. But if we start to push up again above these 836s at all, I'll probably start to track that risk off. And I want to see strength on ES off those 6,100s if it's going to, show some signs of strength at all in the overall. And then you've got YM tanking to the downside right now. It fell from 45. So, starting to push that area, right? All it was like an inversion play, right? To on the 1 minute for 1 minute players. And now you continue higher, right? Because they trick people. So let's see if we can continue up now. And like I said, we're looking for the eight. Well, we hit the pretty much the 850s. We're looking for those that 900 area, that whole level, because that would really start to show me that we're going to go crazy. And then the target, since we've been playing this since the week low, was 22,000. All right, that's like my favorite number is 22. So I'm just kind of watching this area, seeing how we're responding. ES is starting to print above the 6,100, which is a good sign. Um, So what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna go ahead and secure this. I'm not gonna let this play me today. All right. So we've secured about 20 more points, about 40 points. So that's a good amount. That'll put us in the back in blues for the day. And like I said, I could have left it right here. I still could, right? On that 5 minute top end, but I want to secure a profit here today. ES kind of not holding that 6,100 level, so we'll see. It could just slip this 1 minute liquidity where I have my risk and then go. So that's why I said using that 5 minute area would be maybe a little better. But like I said, I'm just trying to slip out of here. So still was able to slip out of here with a profit today. Probably could have done a lot of things a little bit better, right? We do have those CFD trades that partialed at that HOD, and then the risk got trailed pretty much to like let's just say those 740 areas after that. So that is what it is today, right? So I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows and just, $2,000, $5,000 days, right? But what you got to understand is that this thing, the order flow works, right? And if you play the order flow, you're going to be able to, find some really good setups. So I appreciate you guys again, and we'll be on tomorrow for live trading for anybody that wants to trade live with us. And have a good rest of your day.